Hi, Maggie T fan here. Welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to talk about one of the very crucial tools that you need in order for you to find that inner voice and start listening to yourselves, so that you know what is going to happen is in order of your highest good. Okay, so the most important tool of all that I have found myself, along with the friends that I speak to, along with my clients that I teach, and that lots and lots of gurus that I tend to follow on my journey to where I am today, is meditation. Okay, I know meditation is not something that you go, oh my goodness, I've heard this already, is there another way, could I get away with not doing meditating and still get the results that I want? Yeah, you probably could. I mean, there are lots of ways, and again, this is just another tool for you to use, but I find it so highly effective because of the benefits, or what it actually achieve while you're meditating, or the result of it, or the reason why you should meditate. So I'm going to explain what meditation is, okay, in my own words. I've written it down. I thought it's pretty cool, so I'm going to read it to you guys. Okay, meditation is a practice used to train your attention from focusing to the outside to inside, going from thousands of racing thoughts to only thoughts you want to think. Okay, that's my definition of it, because that's what I found with meditating. And what I actually use is, again, is a practice, that it's a practice. So you have to practice it, all right? We're not gonna get it on our first day of walking, or on our first day of driving a car, or when we start to cook, that very first meal that we've never done before. So it is a practice, okay? So this is just the same thing. Meditation is training your mind to basically focusing on what it is that you want to do. In this case is changing the way you feel, okay? Because your future is great, everyone's have hopes on the future, but what they don't understand is your future is going to look a lot like how you feel today. All right, and a lot of us, many times, when we are unconscious of, before we know about these things, before we know about the laws of the universe, or how things actually work in this world, we think that when we get to that particular place, so that can evoke that feeling from us. That's the reason why we set goals and we achieve them, because we know that when we get to that place, when we get to the goal that we had once envisioned in our mind, that's going to make us feel good. But the thing is that along the way, we struggle so hard, so that now we just don't feel like we want to do anything. So meditation is starting to train your mind, because you know that your thoughts create your reality. So don't you want to know what kind of thoughts that actually create or created your reality, so that you know what it is that you can focus on to create more of, and what thoughts or vibration you are offering that has created that you want to stop? So if you have been living your whole life listening to other people telling you what it is that you should do that is good for you, or trying to please, someone, in this case, when we were younger, a lot of us can relate, is we want to make our parents happy, so we want to do what they want us to do, because we think that we put our happiness in their hands, because we thought that they would know what's best for us. And that is partially true. They want the best for you, but the thing is, they don't have the tools, or they don't know what the pathway it is for you to get there, to get to where it is that you want to go, because they can only base upon their past experience and their beliefs. So when you look at them and they believe something, then they manifest it. You see that in their lives. So you say, oh, that created that. So that's the reason why you when you start to believe what they believe, you're going to see that in your reality. And so you do this listening to others telling you what's good for you or what's not good for you, or giving you guidance. Sometimes it turns out really good, and then sometimes it doesn't. And you have no idea how to navigate through that, because you're like, well, it's kind of like a hit and miss, right? You go, oh, if I listen to this person, it could work out, it could not. And when you were younger, you had a lot of these, drive to, really find out what is good for you. And after a while, you realize that no one else has your good interests at heart, right? No one else knows it, because that's not their job. Your job is to create what it is that you want, and the universe gives that to you, because you are the universe. You are the center of your universe. And in this world, it is only attraction and not exertion or exclusion. So you can't look at something and you say, I want that not. And I want to look at it over here, say, I want that, so please come. So we're kind of being trained in our physical world that whenever we say we don't want something, that person's going to stop. Okay. Sometimes, that could work, but it's so tiny and puny in terms of, like, if you don't really own that frequency or that vibration, or that's the way they think or you believe, then you're going to get that from one way or another. You're going to get that from that person or someone else that comes along in your life, right? So it feels like you never kind of get out of that trap. So if you have been looking outside to give you your guidance, you get a bit of you find like this journey is so arduous and so hard, and you have no idea what to do. So then you just kind of give up, because you're like, well, I don't want to do any more of this hard work of what it is that I want to do, because you've really got sick and tired of giving all of you've got and then seeing that it's something that doesn't turn out. So if you are doing that all your life, and now all of a sudden that, I'm telling you right now to do what it is that meditation does, is I am not telling you what to do, but what I'm saying, what I'm trying to convey to you is that this is how you tune out all the noise from the outside. This is the only way for you to know, is when you start quieting your mind, and then you realize that, wow, these are the voices, you realize it was from your mom, it was from your teacher, it was from your cousin, your Uncle Bob, your boss or your colleague or your partner, and a lot of those, and you realize that those noises are actually not your own. So once you start to quiet that mind, then you start to tune in and understand and realize which voice it is really you. And meditation is one of the fastest way for you to get what it is that you want into your life, is because when you start to tune out all the noises, because those are not good for you, then you start to realize and associate those in your physical life. And once you dissociate yourself with those things that are outside of your life that's happening right now, then you are also at the same time, because you are letting in what it is good for you, then that's how you recreate your life from the inside out. So one way, or the only way for you not to listen to what others are telling you what to do, is to really learn about your inner guidance, and that you've already got what it takes, the best system ever to guide you from where you are to where it is that you want to go. So you have to learn about your inner guidance. So that comes in when you meditate. You start to realize, you start to understand these feelings, because they come in terms of feelings. These energies, these vibration and impulses, they come to you as feelings rather than those thoughts and and words that I'm saying to you. Okay, because we're so used to the words, or we're so used to the sight that we see to convey a message to us, but we forgot that the core of our being was the way we feel. Okay, because that is what attracts everything, is the way you feel. It's an indicator of what's coming next. So if your dreams and goals are stirred within you because of the life that you live, then you are guaranteed, that for a fact that the universe is going to deliver those to you, because that's the reason why you are in this world, is you are a part of everything, a part of all that is, and you're here to create that expanded version and to step into it and making it a full-blown manifestation in 3D here within this physical world. And that is your job. So following that inner bliss, following that inner guidance is allowing you to live that life that you dreamed of, or that version of yourself that you dreamed of, or that career, or whatever it is that you have identified as you live through life. So today I am just going to do a sales job on why you should meditate and what you can expect out from begin to meditate, and the results, and what happens during, giving you a little bit of a feel, and really just trying to do a really good sales job. Let me know in the comment below if I'm doing a good sales job, okay, on why you should meditate. So here's what I've learned to do and what you can expect when you're first starting out. Okay, so first of all, what you want to do is set the intention that you want to meditate. You want to do this because you care about how you feel, and you know, because how you feel is what indicates what's coming next. So you already decided that you're going to care about how you feel. You know, if you feel good, then you know that you're going to attract more good things to you. If you feel bad, then you know that you're going to keep perpetuating that. So I would sit in a quiet room, wearing your comfortable clothes, whatever it is, and listen to a noise within that room. Could be in summer, I normally have the aircon on, so I can focus on that aircon noise, or I can focus on my fan that's blowing. So whatever the noise it is, or even the clock that's ticking, right? And if you have absolutely nothing that is quiet around you, then you can focus on your breath. And your breath will be the easiest because you carry that wherever you go. What happens here is that you are directing your conscious mind, which is the mind that sees, kind of picks up and make a preference or judging, do I like this food or do I don't? Do I like this look or do I don't? So that's the one that's going and seeing things around the physical world and deciding what it is that you want, okay? So you are really wanting to quiet that mind, but you can't shut it down because the mind is an instrument that is used to focus on something. And how you focus on about that thing is then going to reveal to you what it feels like by your feelings, right? By your emotion. So what you want to do is you want to direct that conscious mind into something that is very, very boring. So in this case, that's why I said you focus on either your breath or what it is, the fan or the aircon. Focus on that until it gets so bored that it quiets down, so it doesn't urge, right? Because if you listen to the fan, you're not going to say, oh my God, like I've heard better fan noises before. So that's what you want to do. You want to focus on something that you have no judgment about. Then what's going to be very interesting is that you start to realize that there is another mind that's working as well. So this mind, or these messages or these thoughts that start to come through when the mind is quiet, when you feel all grounded and calm, is that you realize that is another part of you that is actually also thinking at the same time. So whatever that you go through life, throughout your day, whatever it is that you are focusing on, you are sure to know that not only the physical self, yourself, that is focused on, for example, that person. So if you love that person, then if you look at that person, if you have good thoughts about those persons, say, oh, I like that person, whatever, you feel good because the other part of you, the larger part of you, the source energy part of you, the part of you that is invisible to you, that is still you, because you are just energy focused, or consciously focused upon in this physical form. That also is thinking at the same time. So whenever you are not in alignment or in harmony with that larger source part of you, that's when you have this negative emotion. So whenever you quiet your mind and you feel comfortable, you're focusing on that fan, or you're focusing on that aircon noise, or your breath, because you have no judgment about it, you are now in harmony and in alignment with the large part of you, the source part of you, the inner being you, the higher self, which is always in high frequency. Then that's when you start to receive these messages or these different thoughts that you know that's not what you're thinking. I mean, it is you, because now we are talking the total of you, right? So whatever you can see right now, myself in my physical form, is just my physical self. That's only a small part of me. And the reason why a lot of us feel lost and frustrated is that we haven't figured out, or we haven't discovered that the reason why we're so frustrated, we thought that person actually frustrates us, or that situation here frustrates us, and that's because of that fault. So if we kill it, if we get rid of it, or we change the condition, then we're going to feel better. It's not. It's because we haven't discovered that there is another part of us that we are trying to reconnect, or bring ourselves into alignment with it. Because once we bring ourselves into alignment with the whole part of us, that's when the power is. That's when the confidence comes, the clarity comes, and that's when you realize that everything that you want is already being attracted, and you just have to let it in by being in harmony with yourself. Because that part of you is your expanded you, your becoming self, your higher self, your high vibrating self that has been birthed out of the contrast or the unwanted condition or whatever that's caused it to happen. It's already there in that, holding that frequency. Unless you are tuning yourself like a radio station to that frequency, into alignment, into the harmony of it, you are not going to hear, or you are not going to receive the benefits and the guidance that her larger self is trying to guide you, or your higher self is trying to guide you, to get you to whatever it is that, or to realize into your own life experience what it is that you are meant to experience from all the asking that you've been done before. So when I first doing this work, when I first meditated, I could only do it for 2 minutes, because that's when I started to quiet my mind. But then I realized that there was so much chaos and so much struggle in my mind and so much noise that I couldn't identify, and it was really alarming for me, because I felt really horrible when I couldn't do it for like more than 2 minutes. I literally had to stop, and then I would pick up again whenever I had the courage to. That's something that could happen to you when you're first starting out with meditating. If you find this is a bit daunting, then I totally understand. You are in charge of your life. You decide what it is that you want to do, what it is that you want to perpetuate. What I'm offering you right now is a way out. Stop the negative momentum that you have been fighting against, so that you can start the momentum that you want to attract the life that you live, which is the positive momentum. Because momentum is not your friend when you are in a negative rut. What you want is to go to a no momentum, so that you can start and speed up on the positive momentum. And this is what meditation is going to do for you. So now my friend, her experience with meditation was very different. She was experiencing itchiness all over her body, because when she started to shut her mind and focus on her breath or whatever, she started to feel itchiness, like she started to feel itchy everywhere, and she had to scratch and she had to get up because it was so intense. That's something that could happen to you. So I would love to know if you've done this and what your symptoms are from meditation, okay? Because my symptoms were, I just had to get up because so much nastiness going on in my head that it really scared me. I felt like as if I was possessed. That's the word. I felt possessed. Like I felt like this is not me, like why am I so negative, like in my mind? This was why I could see, okay, that's why my life was in chaos, because my mind, there was so much junk, there was so much crap. I have no idea what's going on within it. So that's the reason why I created my life that way. Now, at the same time, because I know that I created that, I know that the life that I live now, I have deliberately, consciously, purposely created this life. Whenever you understand you create your own reality, you can actually step up and own to all of that, because all it is just guidance for you to get back in alignment to who you are, and that's it. Like there's no judgment, there's no condemning, there's no indignation of what kind of a bad person you are. It's nothing like that. When you meditate, you are letting the energy, which is you, remember I said you are source energy, you are the energy that created everything in this universe. You are the universe, right? You are a part of it. So the universe is a soup. You are maybe the potato within it. You are a part of it all. And so whenever you are letting the energy flow through you through meditation, you are also letting that positive flowing through. If you're understanding like attracts like, the that energy is so strong and concentrated that you will start to see, or you will start to feel the thoughts within you that are not in alignment with it. We stick out like a sore thumb. So this is why I had to get up, because I realized that, oh my God, when I quiet my mind, these nasty thoughts, like I don't want to deal with them. I used to find a lot of distraction. I needed people to reassure me. The validation had to come from outside because I couldn't seek it within. I look for validation outside, external validation, and also distraction like shopping and everything, because I wanted to fill this void within me. But that void, all it was that I was not in alignment with who I am. So when I start to meditate and I feel these thoughts that were out of alignment with who I am, then I stick with it. Then everything else that outside of me in physical life, in physical form, start to fall apart when they are not in alignment with who I am, because that's how it works. It started within your mind and then it will start to manifest in your life. But most people, they want to jump straight to the manifestation. They wanted to move the physical manifestations around and make them feel better. But what they don't understand is that it doesn't change how they feel within. So you have to create from within and not without looking from the outside and trying to make things better. Because when you start to change the situation, you said, oh, if that situation disappeared, then I'm gonna feel better. But they forgot that that situation come from another situation that wasn't fulfilling or feeling good, and then they went to a different environment, but then nothing has changed. They're feeling all that condition that they were trying to escape from the past experience without dissolving or changing their vibration within. So then when they go to the next environment, they would just bring themselves with them. So they're attracting the same thing again in a different form. So you might find your mind wanders when you're meditating, which is totally normal and okay. Don't judge it, okay? Because now you're judging it. You're just doing the same thing that you are trying to not do. Okay? And you have to understand what your mind does. So that's what your mind, that's the function of your mind, is it has to go on thinking about something. But your job is, you are like a driver in the car. You are here to direct your thoughts to whatever it is that you want to, okay? So that's your choice. That's actually the freedom that you are seeking, not necessarily from outside, but from within, is that you want to be free from bondage. So you want to be free from the resistance that your thoughts are causing you, the anxiety within you. So when you start to learn to direct your mind, when you're meditating, when you're focusing on a particular noise or a particular thing, in this case, your breathing, then you are in charge of your life. Okay, next, you sit as long as you can. At the beginning, I could only do for 2 hours. And then as you keep building on that momentum and strength and resilience, because you like how it turns out, the way your life is, then you're gonna keep doing it, and then you can sit as long as you can. Now it's one of the practice that I don't miss, and there's something I do at the beginning of my day to tune myself into the highest frequency, so that anything that I stumble upon during the day, I will not react to it, right? Because I am strong in my own point of attraction, my own vibration, like strong in who I am. So nothing outside of me can knock me off my game. So at this point, you are only seeing, or you are only feeling the change within you, and you can't even see it from the outside. Nothing outside of your life has changed. All it is that you feel different from within. And that's what I want to get at, is that you have to feel it from within first in order for anything to manifest in your life. And then once it goes into your life, then that means that when everyone else sees it already, and then that's when you can make the association of what you've done in the past, of all those months you meditated, and then now this is happening in the real life where you can see it and everyone else can. Okay, so here's another very, very important thing. When you meditate, and if you've never done it in your life and you meditate, you're gonna go through months or even a longer period than months. Like I was like falling asleep for a long time. I think it's like for years. most of the time, first 3 years when I first meditated or something, or the first 2 years, I would literally fall asleep each time I closed my eyes, because it gets so comfortable, because your body knows best. Like that larger part of you, that larger self that I was talking about, always knows the path of least resistance to get to what it is that you want. Or most of us have if we have a lot of resistance whereas we always think about contradicting thoughts. That's what resistance is, thinking of contradicting thoughts to what it is that you want. So you are thinking opposite of what your larger self is thinking, so you're not in alignment or in harmony with it. That's the resistance that you feel. That's the negative emotion, the void that you feel. Whenever at the beginning, when I first did it, I keep falling asleep. Sleep is the very effective way to withdraw your consciousness from that strong momentum that you're thinking, so that you stop it right there. When you wake up, you can start to choose the frequency or the channel. Like if you're the radio, and you can tune to the station, you can tune to that station, whatever station that you want. Whenever our momentum of thought is so negative, not even meditation can do it, because when you meditate, it's automatic goes to sleep, because you maintain it. These negative thoughts, and now you're trying to shut it down. Your brain will just get that, just want to go to sleep, and that's okay as well. So when you wake up, you have to choose the state that you want to be in, right? So you want to think of the thought that doesn't have like a pressing, sore spot that you currently feel at the moment. So if you're struggling about a topic at the moment, or a particular situation or a person, the old momentum will naturally picks up. But if you just, for the first 30 seconds or 1 minute, if you really deliberately create your life, that's how you got to do it. Like you got to do it from 30 seconds at a time. You have to think of something that, for example, how comfortable your bed is, or whatever it is that doesn't have that momentum, that get you off that pressing issue that's causing you chaos right now. And that is very, very important. So when you do this again and again and again, you start to see things happening in your life, and then you realize, oh my goodness, this is why you've done the work. And you actually see the fruition, the fruit of the tree that you've been growing, right? So that the things that you do when no one's looking, only you feel it, but when other people see already, that's when you know that the work has been done a long time ago. And this is why this work is so important, is that you have to really understand that you create from inside out, and it's never outside in. Because whenever you are looking at something that you like or whatever, and you feel good about it, and you're trying to make that person responsible for the way you feel, because you want them to always look at you with, loving eyes or loving words, or, praising you or approving you, supporting you, whatever. That's not their job. So they are going to suck at it. They are not going to maintain that loving energy for you, because that's not why they're here. They are here to attend to their own creation, their own asking, and their own living that they form from the life that they live. So you have the same access to source. You have the same power as them. So you have to maintain that vibration, so that those that are actually doing the work, and those that are connected with themselves, then will join you. And then that's when you will literally see the manifestation of the work that you've done. But you cannot ask somebody else or something else to change, so that you can lazily look at that and straight away to feel good from that thing reflecting back at you. So you've got to do the work. But once you do the work, you are now at the freedom where no one can shift, or no one can change what it is that's coming for you. But listen, if you give up when you're first doing this work, that's okay as well. If you were like me, you probably need a lot of situations, a lot of people to really make you feel like you are so fed up with the way you feel. You are so fed up with keep doing, whatever that you were doing, to not feeling good and putting your happiness to the back burner. And because you're putting pleasing somebody as the first priority, or you just keep doing things that people said it's good for you, and you just keep relying on others to give you the guidance that you're supposed to get from within, then that's when you do the work. And that's okay as well, because we are not judging anybody. We understand that this is all a part of the journey, and that's what enlightenment is. You are enlightened. You've lightened up the load, that you are no longer here to serve anybody but yourself, and that only in your alignment with yourself you have something to serve others. So when I wasn't doing this work, when I was not aware of this work, I just kept doing whatever that others thought it was good for me, or whenever they say, you do this, it's gonna make me happy. But then I realized that the bar just kept raising. It keeps getting higher and higher. And then I was so sick of chasing and trying to jump over that bar, doing tumbling block to make them happy. And then I was just hating myself for not keeping up with pleasing them. And I thought there was something wrong with me. So then the more I think there was something wrong with me, the more I departed from myself and the more horrible I felt. And that's when I decided I no longer want to feel this bad. And then that's when I started to do the work. So really, you can't lose in this. Wherever you are is wherever you're meant to be. And whatever you decide is up to you, because that's why we are here as creators. And that is the freedom we all have, the choice, the free will that we can choose to align with who we are, or pinching ourselves off from everything and feel horribly. Some people, when they are in a struggle, when they are living this life of continuously struggles, they find relief by withdrawing their consciousness from this body. So that's like croaking, that's like, suicide or passing away. All deaths are suicidal, but we'll get another video. But it's pretty much like said that they don't want to live in this life anymore because it's too hard, too painful for them. So then they will re-emerge into the non-physical, and that's fine as well. And that's when you get total relief. They leave all struggles, all resistance behind. But what you can also do is you can actually use meditation as a tool, and then slowly getting yourself out of this rut. That's the path that I chose, because when I was at that point in my life, I would have like suicidal thoughts, because I'm like, what am I here for? But then I realized that I chose this work so that I don't have to choose that route. So I can actually be here in the physical world and watch how my life blooms beautifully. Or a lot of people, which is okay as well, they re-emerge into the non-physical, and then they realize that, oh my goodness, all these things, all the struggles, all of the resistance they put there was what they picked up within the physical trail. So whatever it is, remember, you don't lose. But this is why I'm doing a very deliberately sales job for you guys to meditate. So remember, you are pure positive energy. You are from all that is, that created you. Whenever you are blocking yourself from this flowing of life force and energy and love source, which is the bigger part of you, that's why you don't feel good. And when you start to align yourself and be in harmony with who you are, that's when you feel the true freedom and the true fulfillment. In closing words, doing this work will help you to elevate all aspects of your life, all the relationship you have with the people you care about, the things that you care about. Even if you say, I don't know what I care about, I don't even know what it is that they want, this is going to help you going from no idea to having an idea of what it is that you want. So it will really help you to seek clarity in you if that's what you've been struggling. It is so beneficial. I don't even know how else to put into word, but you're gonna be able to feel it, the things that I say, and validate for yourself. And that's the difference between spiritual work and, I would say, religion, right? Religion is almost like, I feel like someone just say, oh yeah, take this one's experience and accept as is. But when you try it on for yourself, and when you start to realize this for yourself, then it is your own doing, your own knowing, and you can't go wrong from it. That's why whenever you realize something, that's when you shift and you feel like you're living in that term of aspect, or you start to act differently because now you've realized that. So this is the same thing. I hope you try this out and let me know if you have any question below, and I would love to answer for you. And if you like this video, please share it on your social media, on Instagram, on Facebook. Tag me, at @MegaTFan, and I will give a shout out. And if you like this video, if you love it, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notification bell, because I will do this every single week on a Sunday. I would love to bring to you a lot of clarity, a lot of some of the questions that I know that when I went through this journey, to help you to discover your own path, and that you live a true free life and find that true fulfillment that you've been looking for all your life. So thank you so much for watching. I wish you have an amazing week, and I will see you again same time next week. I love you, and goodbye. Mwah!